as it was, as it is, as it shall be evermore, with the flow and the ebb, O thou triune of grace, as it was, as it is, as it shall be evermore.
Little is known about them. They didn't leave any records, but it is known that they believed in life after death. They practiced pantheism and animism, an honouring of the nature and power of gods, goddesses, and other deities. And the English translation of this song also shows the influence of the early Christian church. So in this song of 7 blessings that they wish to each other, 2 reference water. Firstly, there is the blessing of the bounty of the sea, for the sea would have been their livelihood, their sustenance, and their way of communicating with the wider world. And there's also a lovely metaphor of bathing in the divine, using an old-fashioned word, laving. So it's entitled Love of Mary.
Love of Bridget
in Spanish and English. It comes from the Taizé community in France, and Taizé is famous for its worship through song. So it attracts tens of thousands of pilgrims every year for the music. And we've chosen a song that speaks of our thirst for living water, our need for a higher power to sustain us in our dark nights. It's called De Noche.
Our next song has been variously described as a Christian folk hymn, an African American spiritual, an Appalachian song, and a gospel song. So the exact origin is unknown, but it is attributed to an African American slave. The earliest known version of the song was first published in 1867 in a compilation entitled Slave Songs of the United States. And the song offers a literal meaning. It's calling on people to come down to the river, to pray and to study the scriptures. But in some versions of the song, "to the river" has been replaced with "in the river." And of course, "in the river" could refer to full immersion baptism. But I learned that many slave songs also contained coded messages regarding escape. So when the slaves escaped, they would be encouraged to run in the water so that their scent could be hidden from the dogs of the bounty hunters. So to the slaves, the water represented both escape and salvation. This is a song just for the ladies, because the men are going to have lead vocals in quite a few others.
written by a British songwriter and arranger named Nkomo, and it's from Nkomo that we buy the bulk of our a cappella music because he writes specifically for amateur community choirs. So in this song, I Am a River, people and our lives are likened to rivers flowing across the land, our paths crossing, and eventually all returning to our source. You've probably guessed that the song is Old Man River. In the show, the character who sings this song is a black dock worker who contrasts the endless, easy rolling of the Mississippi with the endless, intolerable hardships faced by African Americans in the late 1800s. And the men have moved to the front because now they're going to lead for a while.
There's an old man called lands in I get weary, sick of trying. I'm tired of living, I'm scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. Let me go away from the Mississippi. Let me go away from the Richmond bus. Show me that stream called the River Jordan. That's the old stream that I long to cross. Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and then that blossom is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, you show a little grit, and your lands in I keep laughing instead of crying. I must keep fighting until I'm dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along, rolling along.
And then in 1969, Paul Simon wrote our next song, Bridge Over Troubled Water, about providing comfort in times of need. And he originally intended it to be a gospel song, but he admitted sometime later, and I quote, "I have no idea where the music and lyrics came from. It came all of a sudden. It was one of the most shocking moments in my songwriting career. I remember thinking, this is considerably better than what I usually write." And after it was first recorded, Paul Simon thought it was too long and too slow and too orchestral. But the Columbia record executives disagreed and they promoted it like crazy, insisting that the title of the song also became the title of their album. And their optimism was justified, for this record became the biggest selling album ever for Columbia Records, and the song was a #1 hit for Simon and Garfunkel in both the UK and the USA at the same time. In 1971, it won 5 Grammy Awards, Song of the Year, Record of the Year, Best Contemporary Song, Best Engineered Song, and Best Arrangement for Accompanying Vocalists. And when it was first broadcast in America on TV, it was given quite a strong political message. As the song was being played, there was video footage playing in the background of Martin Luther King, Robert Kennedy, John F. Kennedy, and their funerals. So the sponsors of the show pulled out at that point. And in 2001, it was used as part of a tribute to Heroes benefit for the victims of the September 11 attack in America. It was included on an album to raise money for the Twin Towers Fund. In 2010, a performance of the song at the Grammy Awards was dedicated to the people of Haiti following the devastation of their earthquake. And most recently, it's been used in England to raise money for the families of the victims of the Grenfell Tower fire in June last year. So we see just how powerfully uplifting the words of this song are intended to be in times of fear and helplessness and struggle, and conflict and devastation at both an individual and a community level. We can, if we choose, be a bridge over troubled water.
in 1974 entitled Let It Grow. So it features on Clapton's first solo album, which was 461 Boulevard, and sold more than 2 million copies. It also marked his return to recording after a 3-year addiction to heroin. And we've included it in the program because it makes reference to rain, along with other weather conditions like snow and sun. That could indeed be a metaphor for life's highs and lows. So the internet shows a number of interpretations for this song,
Firstly, some see it as a search for friendship and the love and support that friends offer. Then there are others who believe that the lyrics were influenced by his addictions, and the phrase "to check out of your mind" might refer to the addict's love and search for the next drug fix. And then there are others who interpret it as the belief that life is about giving love, being loving, doing what you most love. So we'll leave it to you to choose the meaning that resonates most with you.
Standing at the crossroads, trying to read the signs, to tell me which way I should go to find the answer, and all the time I know, plant your love and let it grow. Let it grow, let it grow, let it grow.
song is the most modern song on our program. It was written in 2015 by James Bain, who is a British singer-songwriter and guitarist. And he first gained attention by singing after the Rolling Stones at their 2013 Hyde Park concerts. And he was named Critics' Choice in 2015 for his debut album entitled Chaos and the Calm, which features a song we'll sing, which also won the 2016 Ivor Novello Award for the most performed work. Now, James Bay has explained the inspiration behind the lyrics. The title is Hold Back the River. And he'd had a very busy year traveling and performing internationally, and he says that the lyrics were a metaphor for him just wanting to slow down and stop his hectic professional schedule so that he could have time reconnecting with family and friends. So hold back the river.
Try to keep you close to me, but life got in between. Try to swear not being there, but think that I should be. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back. Once upon a different life, we rode our bikes into the sky. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and be by your side. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, hold back. Hold back the river, let me look in your eyes. Hold back the river so I can stop for a minute and see where you hide. Hold back the river, hold. Lonely water, lonely water, let us wander, let us hold each other. Lonely water, lonely water, let us wander,
program. Just one more song to do. And we've seen how the songs of water have shown us images of human longing, struggle, strength and weakness, sustenance, humanity, divinity, our beginning and our ending. And the last song we're going to sing is an African invocation sung in Xhosa. The English translation is "Come, Spirit, fill us and bless us," so alluding to water baptism. But I thought I'd put it at the end of the program so that it would be nice that whatever spirits you and we believe in, we might invoke them to bless us as we go back out into the world. So it's called Waza Moya. We always love singing in Wahnfried. It's a lovely venue and always a nice audience. And if I'm going to plug to the choir twice more, we're going to be singing at Wine in the River in Robertson on Friday the 26th of August, late afternoon, 4:45. October. Oh, so sorry. And then we'll be back here in Wahnfried again in November. What's the date? I think it's the 24th of November. We'll be here doing a whole range of pop songs. So enjoy the rest of the Poetry Festival, and thank you again. Thank you.